Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet, and we're going to be casting this second semi-final of the WCS Season 2 final tournament. Now, you've probably just seen the first semi-final, and you saw xhairymuppetx pull off some magnificent wins against First. And it was basically something different every single game. There was Ling Ultra, there was Roaches, there was Mutaling, all that sort of crazy stuff going on. I particularly loved the Ling Ultra play. Just transitioning from that massive amount of Ling upgrades, and I thought he was a little bit crazy going for Ling after Ling after Ling when it was very clear that Lings weren't cutting it anymore. But as soon as the Ultras started coming out, I'm like, this is absolute genius. And yeah, so xhairymuppetx took it out 3-0, and he is going to be in the grand finals, and we are going to find out who his opponent for the grand final is right here. Well, not right now. It would be in a few days when we cast the final video, but yes, it is going to be very soon. So up the top right side of the map, we do have blue Terran player TaeJa, who beat Rain in the quarterfinals very effectively. It was basically the exact same sort of matchup every single game. We're basically, Triple M, Ghost Viking versus the good old Protoss, Colossus, and High Templar coming in and storming everything they can. But TaeJa still took it out 3-0, and there's just awesome play. TaeJa always does awesome plays against Protoss players. And meanwhile, down the bottom left side of the map, we do have a red Terran player, Bomber, and Bomber again. I mean, just basically these two players are so good at this game. Bomber going off against Scarlet, the Zerg player, in the quarterfinal, and a little bit dicey there. Scarlet, a very heavy Mutaling economy sort of Zerg player, and she did knock Bomber out of 2 games, so it went all the way to 3-2 for Bomber to win that series. But the pressure that he put on Scarlet in some of those games was absolutely fantastic. Even in one of the games that Scarlet won, she was basically had her back against the wall for the entire game, and it was only through excellent defense that she managed to get a bit of an edge and jump out and make the win. But in the end, Bomber won it. He made it work, and with some especially crazy play in the 5th game with some Reaper Hellion combination going on, managed to take the win out. And now we have a TVT on our hands, and it is going to be freaking awesome. And it looks like TaeJa here actually going for an early expansion, not moving it out yet, but building it nice and safe in his base. Meanwhile, Bomber going for a pretty tech-heavy route a little bit earlier. TaeJa only has 1 barracks, so he's not even built a factory yet. He's probably only on 1. No, he's on 2 gas geysers, but just not mining them as fast, or spending them on something else. I'm not really sure, but there we go. So we got the factory coming out. We'll be building a reactor over here. So it does look like Hellions and Banshees. So Hellion Banshee harassment coming out here from Bomber and TaeJa. Yeah, it's going to be interesting because right now he's got a very decent amount of Marines, and he's going to have double the scans. So dealing with the Banshee, I don't think is going to be a massive issue. The Hellions, it depends how many Hellions there are, because Marines can still kill Hellions if there's not that many Hellions. When you get up to 4 or 6 Hellions though, then the Hellions really start to wipe out the Marines quite fast, and that's when it can become a problem. But he's got his own factory down, and I don't know exactly what he'll be building out of there. Maybe siege tanks and maybe just some early Hellions. There goes the starport, and he's continuing to build Marines constantly. Actually going to be moving it out here to try and take this, but with some very early pressure. Even a Raven coming out. It's got to be for some sort of detection. I can't imagine he's going to rely very heavily on anything else this early in the game. Even point defense drone, I don't think that's going to work versus Marines. So it's got to be. I really can't say what the Raven's going to be. I mean, 1 Raven bomb in the midst of a group of Marines is definitely going to be quite devastating, but that's going to be quite a while before he has the energy for one of those. But meanwhile, we do have a missile turret up, so TaeJa having that missile turret up is going to be in an excellent place. He does not have a missile turret over here, but these Marines should be able to defend this quite well. The problem is he's going to, yeah, if he runs down the ramp, then Bomber can just move over here and take this out. And he's got to be building a missile turret over there sometime soon, but right now, Bomber just, yeah. You really just want to split up your forces here, because he's got more than enough Marines, but you can just split them up. Where is, I don't think he's even researching cloaks, so it's all going to be down to keeping this guy alive through micro, and it's only going to be a matter of time before we see a single Viking coming out to wipe this guy off the face of the earth. The Banshee's still doing a pretty good job. 8 kills, 9 kills now. That's really nothing to worry about. He was getting the Raven out, I suppose, to scout this guy, but it's got to be a little bit clear that, there we go, the auto turret going down, and he's just got a little bit of life left over. But TaeJa is leaving this very exposed at the moment. He has got a Viking out. Oh no, he's building a Viking for the first time, but these guys are going to start to get taken out. And the Banshee done so well so far. 14 kills with a Banshee. Absolutely freaking insane in this game right now. And he's taken so much damage, but he can go home very happy that he's done quite enough. And we've got a nice force out here. Looks like it actually wasn't too many Hellions. It was just tank Marine. So Marine tank coming out nice and early from Bomber. And TaeJa, even though he lost that many workers, he's still only 2 total behind. And with the siege tank out here, I mean, this bunker, it's a beautiful ranging here by Bomber to take out this bunker, but that is going to be it. He's not going to be able to move any further forward without getting in range of this siege tank. I don't believe. There we go, and the Raven goes, oh, it just gets taken out at the very last second. So great job there. The tank's moving in, the Marines take an opportunity to go in there, but TaeJa does not have the numbers here. And the tanks are in range of each other, so this tank almost getting taken down, but not quite. The Marines all getting shredded, and Bomber doing a really nice job here. And TaeJa not quite getting a massive amount of army in this game. He, of course, was focusing a lot on getting a very early economic lead, and he was doing very well until the Banshee came out and just started knocking out his workers all over the place. And it was just little things like this missile turret not being able to cover this half of the base there. That lost him a lot of guys as well. It didn't really kill that many from over here, maybe 3 or 4, which was still quite bad. But most of them, yeah, was over here that just automatically shift over. Sorry, give me a sec. Now that's let's get back to them in a second. But yeah, the missile turret not quite covering that area, and look, 14 kills on a Banshee, man. That pretty much spells doom if the other player knows what they're doing, especially this early in the game. So congratulations to Bomber for this very early and very nice win. I mean, TaeJa loves going for that 15-minute, 18-minute sort of pressure, but Bomber just overstepped that and said, well, you know what, I'm not gonna let you do the 18-minute pressure. I'm gonna do the 8-minute pressure of my own. And man, did it work. It worked absolutely beautifully. And yeah, I mean, basically he went for this play and it worked beautifully. There's a bit of back and forth, and I thought TaeJa may have held it off there, but in the end, Bomber just had more Marines and just scooted the tanks forward, and TaeJa did not have enough to move forward and take advantage of that little scoot the tanks did when they were not sieged up. So unfortunate, but there we go. Bomber taking a nice early victory in this series. And yeah, TaeJa, I don't think TaeJa's going to get taken out 3-0, because I mean, TaeJa's, you know, freaking awesome. So he won his quarterfinals straight up, did not lose a game, so I definitely expect him to hit back. And we know that TaeJa can do some crazy stuff when he wants to, so we will see exactly what he gets up to in game number 2. Stay tuned for that. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoy this game.